They fought for each other. There. I had Gastown, and I had a far better place. But leader, it's a price we all, and a retribution. String her up. You lost your touch. Contact!
Engine 2.
Replenish!
If you're running away from it, it's in the hands of... There is nowhere else. This. Again. I have about you a purpose to know about road war. You want to go?
Us. That's the thunder.
I thought you crippled it.
Hey! It's the girl! That's all you... But the girl
No one's gonna scum us anymore.
What do you got? Where did you find it?
Give it back, ace of abundance.
It's got everything!
I will say nothing.
Take your bearings from the sun and star. You will do as I ask. Promise. Protect the green place.
Find your way around! Bro! Tell me this is
Point me in the right. You mustn't.
man. A word burger, please.
Containing oils.
And honor this very attractive choice of those who hold down, throw them at you, they enslave you. Only because you choose to come to me. Food and water for everyone is new wasteland. I'm afraid both ends must at you, because Mr. Norton really is Dale Pell and a puppet.
Assembled here. Negotiation to go further.
What if I
Among us, if chosen, will a modern Joe here. I am us. We are the sun. We're going to kill.
You could have necked me in the... Are you that thing? I'm yours.
You crawled, oh yeah? Not hope. One of the great forces of nature. It wasn't hope that was instant. Die.
15 years ago.
I get a clue. Was she your mother? Stick in my mind.
Magnificent.
Ah, you were there.
I want them.
My own from right there, right there. Big belly full of revenge. If the shoot... Minor torch. The sound of the gun.
I feel the kickback in my hand as the slug worms its memory.
Still be sorrowing your lovey dove. They're suffering! I can't! And if I could give you that, then I've got a fiendishly high power. Little D? Oh, I've been waiting for me. Lost it out here in the wasteland.
I am nothing like you.
You are sensation to wash away the cranky. We have to do it all again. Ready, dead, little D. Do you have it in you to make it?
The Furiosa herself in the hydroponic garden. Its nutrients, it was an
Fruit. Out of this earth.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the chaotic, chrome-infused world of Furiosa, a Mad Max Saga. This prequel takes us on a gritty, intense journey, showing us exactly how one of cinema's most iconic warrior women became the legend we know. It's a tale of survival, revenge, and some truly magnificent vehicular mayhem. We start in a place of surprising beauty, the Green Place, a hidden oasis where young Furiosa lives a life of relative peace, which, spoiler alert, doesn't last long. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. Our tranquility is brutally shattered when a lone scout from Dementus's biker horde stumbles upon the Green Place. Like finding a full gas tank in the apocalypse. He just can't keep a secret. He snatches Furiosa, a literal child, and rides off. The sounds of engines growling and tires spitting dirt mark the end of her innocent childhood. But Furiosa's mother, Kale, isn't just any mom. She's a force of nature. With a swift grab of her shotgun and a primal roar, she immediately sets off, a one-woman army fueled by pure maternal fury, leaving the rest of the women to bury their tracks and hide their paradise. Cal's pursuit is nothing short of legendary. She's not just chasing them, she's hunting them. The crack of her shotgun echoes across the desolate landscape as she expertly picks off Dementus's thugs one by one. The metallic clatter of disabled bikes and the pained yelps of the riders punctuate the chase. She uses the environment to her advantage, even taking to the air with a makeshift glider to gain the upper hand. The bikers, initially overconfident, quickly realize they've messed with the wrong mama bear. It's a masterclass in wasteland survival and a stark reminder that some bonds are just unbreakable. Despite her incredible efforts, Kale is eventually cornered by the full might of Dementus's horde. Their engines rumble with a predatory growl as they surround her. The sheer number is overwhelming. Dementus himself, a flamboyant and utterly unhinged warlord, makes his grand entrance on a custom chariot pulled by multiple bikes. His voice, a theatrical sneer, fills the air as he captures Kale in a truly brutal moment. He forces Furiosa to watch as her mother is tortured for information about the Green Place. The thud of impact and Kel's defiant silence are agonizing. It's a gut-wrenching scene that defines Dementus' cruelty and plants the first seeds of Furiosa's burning hatred. The torture continues, punctuated by the grunts and shouts of Dementus' men. Kale, however, proves impossibly resilient, refusing to break. In a desperate, final act of love and defiance, she manages to free one arm, grabs a small seed from her secret pouch, and presses it into Furiosa's hand, urging her to remember their home. Then, with a sudden, explosive burst of energy, she takes a final, deadly stand against her captors, buying Furiosa precious seconds to escape before being brutally gunned down. The silence that follows the gunshots is deafening, leaving only the sound of Furiosa's desperate breathing. It's a moment of profound loss and sacrifice, etching itself onto Furiosa's very soul. Devastated but driven, Furiosa takes the opportunity Kale bought her, scrambling into the vast, unforgiving wasteland. The crunch of her small feet on the sand is the only sound as she runs, propelled by grief and a burning need for freedom. But the desert offers little sanctuary, and the roar of Dementus' bikes quickly closes in. She's just a child, and the horde is relentless. The dusty wind whips around her as she's inevitably recaptured, her brief taste of freedom cruelly snatched away. It's a harsh lesson. Escaping Dementus isn't just about running. It's about outsmarting the devil himself. For years, Furiosa becomes a silent observer in Dementus' sprawling, mobile empire. She's forced to live among his followers, seeing firsthand the chaos and opportunism that define the wasteland. She witnesses Dementus' erratic but cunning leadership, his capacity for both charisma and terrifying violence. The constant grind of gears, the smell of oil and sweat, the harsh barks of orders. This becomes her twisted schooling. She's a ghost surviving by being invisible, internalizing every lesson on power, cruelty, and the mechanics of this broken world. She's not just a prisoner. She's an unwitting apprentice to her future nemesis. Dementus, never one to settle, sets his sights on Gastown and the Bullet Farm, the twin pillars of resource and firepower in this desolate landscape. He sees them as prime targets, their leaders' weaker links in the chain of power. He outlines his strategy with flamboyant gestures and chilling glee, the air thick with the scent of ambition and impending violence. His lieutenants, a motley crew of brutes and opportunists, hang on his every word. The plan is simple: conquer or die. It's less a war strategy and more a declaration of inevitable, explosive, widespread mayhem. You know, a typical Tuesday in the wasteland. Then comes the thunderous assault on Gastown. The sound of thousands of engines roaring, the metallic shriek of vehicles colliding, the explosive thud of bombs. It's a symphony of destruction. Dementus' horde, a tidal wave of customized bikes and ramshackle war machines, crashes against Gastown's defenses. Furiosa, still a child, watches from the periphery, observing the brutal choreography of war. The air is thick with smoke, the smell of burning fuel, and the screams of the dying. It's a chaotic ballet of violence, and she's getting a front row seat to the Mad Max equivalent of a really bad day at the office. Talk about a formative childhood experience, just as Dementus is about to consolidate his gains. A new player enters the arena, heralded by the thunderous rival of Immortan Joe's War Boys. They're distinctive, bone-armored vehicles, led by a massive war rig, cut through the battlefield like a sharpened cleaver. The crackle of automatic gunfire and the whoosh of flamethrowers add to the cacophony. They're not here to help Gastown. They're here to seize resources for themselves and, more importantly, to halt Dementus' growing power. The Wasteland's power dynamics are a game of rock, paper, scissors, except everyone has a flamethrower. And now, Furiosa is caught between two mad warlords, which is just Peachy Dot in a surprising turn. Immortan Joe and Dementus, realizing the futility of an endless war, broker a tenuous truce. The air crackles with unspoken threats and thinly veiled contempt as these two titans of terror face off. Furiosa, still a child, becomes a bargaining chip in their brutal negotiations. She's handed over to Immortan Joe as a hostage or peace offering, depending on how you spin it. The clatter of weapons and the growl of engines underscore the fragile nature of their agreement. It's a calculated move by both warlords, but for Furiosa, it's just another step deeper into the heart of the Wasteland's darkness, trading one captor for another. Like a really depressing frequent flyer program, Furiosa's new home is the Citadel, Immortan Joe's imposing fortress carved into the rock. The echoing clangs of the massive gates closing behind her signal a new chapter of imprisonment. To survive in this male-dominated, brutal environment, she shaves her head and disguises herself as a boy, a silent, watchful shadow blending into the background. The constant dripping of water, the clang of tools, the shouts of the war boys, this becomes her new normal. She observes the intricate, ritualistic society of Immortan Joe, learning its rules, its vulnerabilities, and its secrets, all while maintaining her silent vow of revenge. Years pass, and the young Furiosa transforms. She's no longer just a captive. She's a survivor, a ghost in the Citadel's machinery. She learns the inner workings of their vehicles, the intricate dance of gears and engines, the metallic screech of grinding parts. She proves herself an exceptional mechanic and, more importantly, a gifted driver, mastering the colossal war rigs, their engines roaring under her command. Her hands, once soft, become calloused and strong. She moves with a quiet determination, her skills honed by necessity, and her eyes still burning with the memory of her mother. She's basically the best intern the apocalypse has ever seen, just without the coffee runs. Furiosa's talents eventually catch the eye of Praetorian Jack, one of Immortan Joe's most trusted and skilled war rig drivers. He's a gruff, no-nonsense veteran, a man of few words but sharp instincts. Initially, he sees him as just another recruit, but Furiosa's quiet competence and unmatched mechanical prowess quickly earn his respect. The metallic clang of tools, the rumble of the engine, the shared silence of long drives through the desolate wasteland forge an unspoken bond between them. He becomes her mentor, teaching her the subtle art of navigating the treacherous roads and surviving the unpredictable dangers of the wastes. Her first major convoy run is a baptism by fire. The dust-choked roads, the constant threat of raiders, the thunderous roar of the war rakes, it's an adrenaline-fueled nightmare. The air fills with the crackle of gunfire and the guttural shouts of attackers. Furiosa, behind the wheel of a support vehicle, exhibits incredible skill, dodging enemy fire and maneuvering through the chaos. She's not just driving, she's fighting, her every move precise and calculated. The tactile feedback of the steering wheel vibrating, the crunch of tires over debris, the smell of burning rubber, it all sharpens her resolve. This isn't just a job, it's a brutal symphony of survival. Dementus, ever the persistent thorn in Immortan Joe's side, makes his presence known through a series of increasingly brutal ambushes on the convoys. The sudden roar of approaching engines, the flash of chrome in the distance, the panicked shouts, these are the harbingers of Dementus' fury. He's not just raiding, he's dismantling Immortan Joe's operations piece by explosive piece. Furiosa, observing from her rig, sees his tactical genius even as her hatred for him deepens. The metallic clang of weapons, the thud of bodies hitting the ground, the desperate cries of fallen war boys, it all fuels her growing desire for revenge amidst the endless violence. A quiet, profound bond forms between Jack and Furiosa. They share scarce moments of peace, often under the vast, stardusted sky, the silence broken only by the hum of their repairs or the distant sounds of the wasteland. Jack, sensing her true identity and her deep-seated pain, offers her something akin to paternal guidance. He sees past her disguise, recognizing the fierce intelligence and untamed spirit beneath. The quiet rustle of the desert wind, the warmth of the small fire, the rhythmic click of tools, these moments are rare oases of humanity in a world devoid of it, giving Furiosa a fleeting sense of belonging she hasn't known since the Green Place. It's a classic found family trope, but with way more explosions. Jack, in a gesture of ultimate trust, reveals the Warrig's deepest secrets to Furiosa. He shows her the hidden compartments, the cleverly concealed weaponry, the strategic modifications designed to keep them alive against overwhelming odds. The metallic click of hidden latches, the subtle creak of the reinforced plating, he explains every detail, preparing her for the inevitable. He's teaching her not just how to drive, but how to wage war from behind the wheel of this mechanical beast. This isn't just a vehicle, it's a mobile fortress, and Furiosa is learning every inch of its destructive potential. It's like getting the keys to the coolest, most dangerous vehicle ever. And the driving instructor is a grizzled veteran with a heart of gold, driven by the lure of the mythical Green Place and a yearning for true freedom. Furiosa and Jack begin to hatch a daring escape plan. The quiet whispers of their plotting are almost lost amidst the rumble of the Citadel. They meticulously map out routes, calculating fuel and water, anticipating every possible threat. The war rig isn't just their transport, it's their armored hope. The rustle of paper, the soft clink of their hidden supplies, every detail is crucial. It's a desperate gamble, a hope for something beyond the endless cycle of violence, a whisper of a future far from the dust and the brutality. You know, just a chill road trip, nothing to see here. Their escape doesn't go unnoticed, naturally. The moment the war rig veers off course, all hell breaks loose. The alarm blares, a guttural shriek that rips through the wasteland. What follows is an absolutely epic chase sequence, a motorized ballet of destruction that spans vast stretches of the desert. Dementus' horde, Immortan Joe's war boys, and seemingly every other scumbag with an engine converges on them. The thunderous roar of engines, the metallic grind of vehicles colliding, the explosive crackle of weapon fire. It's a symphony of chaos. Furiosa and Jack are in the fight of their lives, dodging, weaving, and blasting their way through an army of lunatics. It's like a really intense game of follow the leader, where the leader is trying to outrun death itself. The relentless pursuit takes its toll. Jack, the stoic Praetorian, is severely wounded defending the war rig. The sickening crunch of metal, the sharp crack of bones, the spray of blood. It's a brutal scene. Yet he continues to fight, a true warrior to the very end, buying Furiosa precious seconds. His final act is one of sacrifice, a heartbreaking display of loyalty that allows Furiosa to push through, even as he's pulled from the rig by Dementus' men. The metallic rasp of his last breaths, the desperate look in his eyes as he's dragged away. It's a moment that shatters Furiosa, leaving her utterly alone in a world that just keeps taking. The silence after his capture, almost as painful as the battle itself, a heavy shroud over her grief. Jack's sacrifice ignites an inferno within Furiosa. The grief is palpable, a raw, burning pain, but it quickly transmutes into a cold, unyielding resolve. Her eyes, once filled with fleeting hope, now blaze with a singular purpose: vengeance. The tactile feel of the steering wheel beneath her hands, the rhythmic rumble of the war rig's engine, it's all a testament to Jack's legacy, fueling her onward. She's no longer just seeking freedom, she's hunting. Dementus will pay. The wasteland has taken everything from her, but it won't take her will. She is forged in fire and loss, a warrior born from the ashes of her past, ready to unleash a fury the desert has never seen. Honestly, if Dementus had just left her alone, he could have kept his scalp. Alone in the sprawling, desolate wasteland Furiosa drives on. The endless expanse of sand and rock mirrors the emptiness in her heart. The wind howls a mournful lament, and the constant rumble of the war rig is her only companion. There are no friendly voices, no shared laughs, just the harsh reality of survival. The tactile grit of dust on her skin, the pervasive smell of dry earth and exhaust, it's a stark reminder of her isolation. Despair is a heavy cloak, but her vow of vengeance burns brighter, guiding her through the suffocating loneliness. She's a solitary silhouette against the setting sun, a harbinger of retribution. A one-woman Justice League in a very dusty costume, with the war rig damaged, but still functional. Furiosa makes her way back to the Citadel. The massive, intimidating walls of Immortan Joe's fortress loom in the distance, a familiar cage that now represents a strategic base for her retribution. Her return is quiet, almost unnoticed amidst the daily chaos of the stronghold. The metallic groan of the gates as they open, the familiar smells of oil and sweat, it's all a grim homecoming. She's no longer an innocent, nor a mere war boy. She's a hunter, biding her time, meticulously gathering what she needs for the confrontation to come. This isn't just a pit stop. It's the reloading point before the final boss battle. Moving like a phantom through the Citadel's labyrinthine passages, Furiosa meticulously gathers her resources. She knows every hidden nook, every secret cache, every weak point in Immortan Joe's domain. The soft clink of ammunition, the metallic scrape of weapons being retrieved, the whoosh of liquid fuel filling containers, these are the sounds of her preparation. She's not just collecting, she's calculating, planning every detail of her ultimate confrontation with Dementus. Every scavenged bullet, every drop of precious fuel, is a step closer to settling the score. It's like a very dangerous, high-stakes shopping spree, except everything she buys is for revenge. Meanwhile, Dementus' star is fading fast. His grand ambitions have overstretched his hoard, and resources are dwindling. The cacophony of his once mighty army is replaced by the bickering of his dwindling lieutenants, their voices echoing in a camp that looks more desperate than dangerous. The metallic clang of empty gas cans, the dry coughs of hungry men, the signs of decay are everywhere. He's becoming more erratic, more desperate, his flamboyant arrogance turning into a desperate clinging to power. It's a classic case of biting off more than you can chew, especially when all you're chewing on is sand and disappointment. Furiosa isn't just seeking revenge. She's capitalizing on his self-inflicted downfall. The time for subtlety is over. Furiosa, now in a modified, leaner, meaner vehicle, sets out. The roar of her engine cuts through the silence of the wasteland, a predatory sound. She tracks Dementus, her movements precise, her focus unwavering. The distant dust trail of his convoy, a faint smudge on the horizon, is her target. This isn't just another chase. It's the culmination of years of suffering, a pilgrimage of pain leading to ultimate justice. The tactile vibration of the steering wheel, the rush of wind, the focused intensity in her eyes, everything points to the impending storm. She's not just driving to him. She's coming for him with a capital C for comeuppance. What follows is a brutal gauntlet. Furiosa unleashes years of pent-up rage and tactical genius. Her vehicle, a blur of chrome and steel, slices through Dementus' diminished horde. The metallic screech of colliding vehicles, the explosive thud of rockets, the sharp crack of sniper fire. It's a focused assault. She systematically dismantles Dementus' remaining forces, taking down his lieutenants with cold efficiency, a one-woman army fueled by a singular, burning desire for vengeance. The whoosh of passing debris, the rhythmic throb of her engine, every sensation is magnified as she closes in, turning the Wasteland into her personal arena for retribution. It's like a really extreme game of whack-a-mole, but with actual moles, and they're all trying to kill you. Finally, Dementus himself is in her sights. His once grand chariot now looks pathetic, a symbol of his dwindling power. He desperately tries to escape, his voice, usually booming with arrogance, now tinged with fear. The metallic screech of his chariots wheels against the hard desert floor, the desperate shouts of his few remaining loyalists. It's a pathetic sight. Furiosa, however, is relentless. The roar of her engine is a death knell, echoing his impending doom. The chase is frantic, a desperate sprint for survival against a hunter who knows no mercy. It's the ultimate bad guy gets his due moment, and Furiosa is collecting dot with a final, decisive maneuver. Furiosa disables Dementus' chariot. The metallic crunch of twisted metal, the explosion of sparks, the sudden, jarring halt. It's the sound of his empire crumbling. She pulls him from the wreckage, not with anger, but with a cold, almost surgical precision. The tactile feel of his rough clothing, the defeated slump of his body. He is utterly broken, a shell of his former, flamboyant self. The long years of torment, the loss of her mother and Jack, all culminate in this single, satisfying moment of capture. His fate is now entirely in her hands, and the silence is punctuated only by her heavy breathing. The silence, after all that noise, is almost unsettling. Instead of a quick kill, Furiosa chooses a more poetic and arguably more horrifying form of justice. She takes Dementus to a desolate stretch of wasteland. There, she plants the small seed her mother gave her so long ago, a symbolic act of defiance and remembrance. The crunch of dirt as she presses the seed into the ground, the gentle rustle of leaves in the barren wind. It's a stark contrast to the violence that led them here. Dementus is not just punished. He is transformed into a living part of her vengeance, a fertilizer for a new beginning. It's a moment of profound, quiet horror, a testament to her unique brand of justice. She truly goes for the long game revenge, which is honestly quite a flex. Years pass. Furiosa, now bearing her iconic mechanical arm, a symbol of her battles and her resilience, has forged a new path within the Citadel. She's no longer a captive or a ghost. She's a commander, a protector, a force to be reckoned with. The constant hum of the Citadel's machinery, the rhythmic clang of gates opening for supply runs, these sounds are now part of her domain. She has taken her place as a formidable leader, ensuring the survival of those under her charge, while still remembering the lessons of her past and the pain of her losses. This is the Furiosa we know, meticulously laying the groundwork for the future, proving that true strength isn't just about survival, but about building something better, even in the ruins. It's a bittersweet victory, paving the way for further chaos, but that's just how the Wasteland rolls. And so, Furiosa's epic journey comes full circle, but with her gaze firmly fixed on the horizon. From the innocent green place to the brutal heart of the Citadel, her story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit. It's a reminder that even in the most desolate landscapes, hope can blossom, courage can conquer, and one person's unwavering resolve can change everything. Her journey wasn't just about survival. It was about reclaiming her identity, honoring those she lost, and finding her purpose amidst the madness. It's a powerful narrative about resilience and the enduring strength found in the face of impossible odds. What an incredible ride this prequel was, offering us deep insight into a character we already loved. The echoes of her past fuel her future, and we know this isn't the end, but merely a new beginning for the road warrior who dared to dream of a better